Police torture. The case of Uswatte Liyanage Stanley Senaviratna. A report by the Asian Human Rights Commission. On the 17th May 2008, 4 officers attached to the excise station of Panadura went to the house where Stanley Senaviratna and his wife, Uswatte AHRC Donna Shirani, were living. The officers said they were looking for Stanley, who reportedly sells prohibited liquor, but he was not there. Shortly after the officers left, Miss Shirani saw her husband being assaulted by the officers when she heard some noises near her house. She ran to the scene and begged the officers to stop assaulting him. However, they ignored her and continued beating him. Shirani was able to recognize 3 of the 4 officers and remembers that they were known drug addicts. These officers assaulted her husband with poles. They also punched and kicked him. After having Stanley beaten, the excise officers then demanded from him bottles of the prohibited liquor that he had been reportedly selling. He gave them 2 bottles of arak. As he passed on the money worth 850 rupees from his pocket to his wife, one of the officers forcibly took the money by suddenly thrusting his hand into her blouse where she had put it. The same officers then took Stanley into their vehicle towards the excise station of Panadura. Mrs. Shirani followed them by taking a 3-wheeler. Mr. Stanley was released on bail from the officers' custody and went back home on the same day. The officers, though, warned him from going to the hospital to get medication for the injuries he had sustained. They also told him to return to the excise station the following day. As Shirani and Stanley went to the excise station on the 18th of May, the officer in charge sent Stanley outside the room. He then took another officer in order to forcibly take Shirani's fingerprints on about 10 bottles of prohibited liquor. When Shirani refused to do so, the officers threatened her that they would assault her husband once again if she refused to comply. Thus, she had no choice but to cooperate with them. The OIC summoned Shirani into his room and told her that he could arrange for some settlement or relief of her husband's case if she would closely follow his orders and cooperate with them. The OIC asked her to come close to his place, and when she went, she was told, "I will put you into a job, but you must send your husband to work every day. Do not keep him at home, and you must keep the phone near you." Shirani realized that the OIC was giving her an ugly message in an attempt to take sexual advantage from her. On the same day, Shirani went to the Panadura South police station, where she met the headquarters inspector. There she filed a complaint again about the assault of her husband and about the officer who attempted to take sexual advantage of her. The headquarters inspector then referred her case to the 119 police squad, who recorded her statement. On the 19th of May, Stanley had himself admitted to the Panadura hospital. There, Stanley and his wife described the story of their physical torture that the excise officers had perpetrated on them. The doctors admitted Stanley in ward number 1. The medical examination revealed that he suffered from hearing loss after his ears were seriously affected by the assault. On the 21st of May, Stanley was discharged from the hospital. On the same day also, Shirani lodged complaints about her husband's arrest and subsequent torture before the Commissioner General of Excise, the Secretary of the Human Rights Commission, and the Inspector General of Police. However, there has not been any substantial progress so far regarding any action taken by any of the authorities where the complaint has been filed.